action and all systems is go. Y'all know how we do. We ain't waiting for nobody to come in. Let's get it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes. She like, ooh la la, ah we wait. They go, ooh la la, ah we wait. She like, ooh la la, ah we wait. They go, ooh la la, ah we wait. On a Friday, ooh la la, ah we wait. That's the ooh la la, ah we wait. That's the ooh la la, ah we wait. Ooh la la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up and here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question really is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you go run off the page and Usher to the left, Chris Brown to the right, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell so when I upload my videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, then good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start my show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. Happy fucking Friday. Feeling good, energy is up. Best day, blessed day, because you on the books. Some people didn't wake up this morning, so be grateful, be appreciative, have that feeling of you did something, even if you ain't do shit today, because you woke up. But we in the end game, we ain't gonna waste no time. Got a packed show for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of topics that's spinning, a lot of topics that's trending. And we're gonna try to cover a few of them that I think is worth talking about. But before we get to any topics, we're gonna get to story time. We're gonna get to story time in real time, dealing with hood boogers, ratchet ass bitches, right? And dog shit. Yeah. Go figure, right? Ratchet ass bitches and dog shit. Alright, so today had to go to the post office, mail off some important documents, right? And instead of just putting it in the, like the regular mail, even though it got that slot, Kiss, she was like, you act like you ain't from the hood and all that. I ain't talking about her, but I'm talking about her now. She's like, you act like, you ain't from the hood and people don't be going in the mailboxes taking out people's mail. So I'm like, yeah, yesterday, they could probably do that the way it's set up now. They really can't do that. So we in the era of receipts. And so she go to TikTok, pull up a couple of videos with some dude on the moped, going around the different mailboxes, taking them out. Basically,
looking for M's like I lost a friend, jump out of my bed like red on red.
Now, how that happened? You know what I mean? Live rolling, we unscripted. So basically, I listened to her. I'm like, nah, I really can't take no chance to have some bum ass nigga come take my mail out of the mailbox and I don't know what happened, right? Even though I had certified mail and all that. Anyway, long story long, I goes to the post office and I'm on my bike as I'm, always dark nighting it, you know, I'm on the train, I'm on the bus, or what have you. You know, I move around New York City in multiple of ways, right? But mostly it's the bike. And I was driving on the sidewalk, but not mad fast, not being disrespectful to anybody or pedestrians. When I do drive on the sidewalk for the little short time that I have to maneuver, I drive slow, I'm conscious of people may not be aware of me, etc. And so I'm super hyper and sensitive and aware of them. Great Fire, artist page on the check-in. What's up? Happy Friday. Anyway, so when I get to the post office in Harlem, right there on 138th Street, I didn't go to the one on 40th. It's a lady, right? The ratchet hood booger that I'm talking about. Spanish joint, right? Well, she could have been Spanish. I think she was Spanish because her man or her husband was Spanish or Dominican, whatever, right? It's still the same shit. The Latino community, right? So she got a big ass dog and then she got a small dog. So where I want to lock my bike up, I have to go one way or the other, but she's right there in the middle. So like I said, I'm not riding fast, so eventually I say, excuse me, I want to get to that pole right there. So she's like, oh, all right, you know, my bad. I lock my bike up. Then I turn around. Luckily, you know, I'm always on point for shit. I walk through the neighborhood, you know, as a cure violence worker, etc. So I'm always, you know, canvassing through the neighborhood and what have you. And even before that job, I'm always hypersensitive about dog shit being on the ground. Sure enough, I just barely miss. And I got the fresh all-white Uptowns on, right? So when I seen it, now I look at her, I'm like, yo, this is yours? And she looked like perplexed. Like, no, it's not mine, it's the big dog. So I'm like, all right, are you gonna clean it? And she's like, duh, I'm waiting for a bag right now. Like, I'm supposed to know that you're waiting for a bag. So I'm like, all right, cool. As I'm going into the post office, she like, and people just need to mind their fucking business. Try to trigger me a little bit, right? But I am mindful that this is a lady, right? Such a fucking lady. But I was gonna say, well, it is my business because this is my neighborhood, right? Instead, I didn't even have to say that because when I come out, an older lady is going up the ramp to the post office, black lady, right? And I'm glad she was there. You'll understand if you stick around to the end of the story because it could have got out of hand. This is why I want to tell the story, right? So as I'm going to undo my bike, it was real quick. I dropped my mail off and I'm out. So I came right back out. I don't think she expected me to be in there long. Post office lines is usually long, right? Especially over there at that one and on 40th. Anyway, so as I'm unlocking my bike, I hear her talking to the black, you know, the elder lady, the older lady. And she's like, yeah, I forget what was said, but the end was people just want to hear themselves talk. And I said, no, I didn't want to just hear myself talk. I almost stepped in your dog shit, and this is my neighborhood, so I'm just asking if you gonna clean it up. And she's like, well, you was disrespectful. And I'm like, no, I wasn't disrespectful. Now her husband happened to be coming, right? So while we still talking, she's like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. I'm like, but I wasn't disrespectful to you. I was just, you know, talking to you. And then she's like, well, don't address me. You can talk to him. So now she aggressive, basically thinking the nigga going back down and doom, like, you know what I mean? 50 don't back down. So when I see him, he big type of guy, right? You know, not that much bigger than me, but taller than me. A little husky, right? That's why you work out. That's why I run them 5 miles in case shit gotta pop off and then they gotta have some stamina. And I'm being real. I'm not being funny. I'm being real. So he looks, he like, yo, what's the problem? And I'm like, you know, your lady got the problem. I'm like, but I wasn't disrespectful to her. And she's like, yes, you was. Don't try to switch it up now. So now she's race, or not race baby, but she's gaslighting me. You know what I mean? And she trying to pull a string. So I'm like, I definitely wasn't disrespecting you, but anything I said to you, I could definitely say to him. And I said, so tell me how I disrespected you. And then remember the older lady was there, the black lady. So she brought the black lady in. I didn't. She like, didn't he disrespect me? And I said, yes, man, please, I'm not going to get mad if you say I disrespected her. Tell me what you heard. Tell me if I disrespected this lady or not. Because I don't think that I did. And she was like, I wouldn't classify it as disrespect. You know, maybe you took it that way, but I don't think he was being disrespectful. So the dude is like, nah, that shit ain't about nothing. I said, listen, bro, not even being tough, because that's not even my MO. I'm like, listen, bro, I know that's your lady, your wife. I forget what I said. In the thick of the moment, adrenaline is starting to rush, and get pumped up. And I'm like, that's not my style. I don't go around disrespecting random people I don't know. Could have been miscommunication, but it definitely wasn't disrespect on my part. And he was like, nah, it ain't nothing, bro. Don't even worry about it. So they walk up the block, but as they walking, you can hear her tearing this nigga a new asshole. She going in on him, right? Basically wanting him to jump out the window on some Geronimo. Like, look out below. I'm about to crash out because my lady is telling me to crash out. And then, as they got a little more up the block and you couldn't hear them no more, the elderly black lady calls me over. So I rides my bike over to her. And she was like, nah, you wasn't disrespectful. And I definitely didn't see it like that. And one of the first things that she said? What y'all think I ain't describe how she looked. I did say she looked ratchet. But what you think one of the first things the elderly black lady said? Peter Parker, what's the word? She said, and with those pajama pants on and that bonnet, kid you not. She it looked like she just rolled out of bed, so she wasn't really waiting for no bag. What happened is the old lady had emptied out her bag. There wasn't much in it, and gave her the bag. She claimed she was waiting for a bag, and it's like, well, you got 2 dogs. Yeah, we human, so you could have forgot your bags that day, but that's something that's chained up on the dog on the string. You know what I mean? I had a dog. That's something you take if you consciously cleaning up dog after your dog, right? So anyway, long story short, I want to just point out 2 things. One, this is why motherfuckers don't be interacting with women no more. This is why a motherfucker don't jump out the window to try to protect and do all these things for just random, regular women. They disrespectful. They not pleasant. Tell you the SMD quick. And they lie. And they fucking liars. So here it is. She made up a story. Tried to say I disrespected her. Got mad at her husband because he didn't defend her, right? Cursing his ass out. And he probably like, fuck. You know what I mean? All I did was step away for a few minutes. And this is another thing, and I'll bring Kevin Samuels back. Not from the dead, right? But I'll bring him back later in the show. This is why he always brought up the point of men, when it comes to dealing with other men, you already know that if shit go awry or tempers flare and you don't have a certain level of respect, R-E-S-E-C-P-R-E-S-E-P-C-T, like you gonna have a problem with other men if you're not respectful and if you don't demand respect, because it's always a chance for confrontation. Women walk outside, although they want to be equal to men, or they're not. Not saying we're not equal in Allah's sight. And you got your roles, we got our roles. You bring what you bring to the table, we bring what we bring to the table, and together we are one. You make me better. Like I'm a movement by myself, but we're a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby girl, you make me better. Together we are unstoppable. You're not equal. So when it comes down to physicality, and it comes down to duking it up or doing certain shit, you can't win. You seen him. You see how strong he is. But what women will do is they'll think they on the same level in the sense that I'm speaking about, not anything outside of that. And when a man punch you in your titty and fuck you up, knock your teeth out, they're wrong. And I only mention that to say you don't operate with the same mind frame. Like, I gotta be respectful. If I get disrespectful or come out my, talk outside of my, side of my neck to a man, I don't care if he's a short man, a Mexican man, Chinese man, whatever, a man, right? Shit could go awry. Quick to disrespect men and dismiss men. Men don't do that to other men because we know shit could pop off at any given time. Shit could pop off when you're being respectful and a man just think that they could take you and they could whip your ass. So they disrespecting you and you coming with peace and they like, I'm about to put pieces of my foot in your ass. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Women don't operate with that. Fuck you, second dick. Now I beat your ass and I do this like, first of all, you know, like a little person swinging at you and you holding their head and all they can do is this. You can't whoop me. That's number one. You're not going to whip my ass. But you're talking like you can. And it's forcing me to have self-restraint, to check myself, to hold myself accountable and refrain from all you get and you going to jail now. Like that bus driver on World Star. When that young girl spit on him and he got up and he said, you going to jail now. And he uppercutted her to the next level, to the upper room. He uppercutted her to the upper room. And so for some, that video was hard to watch. That a grown man punched the shit out of that young girl for being sassy, for being disrespectful, for being dismissive, for thinking that she could whip a man. Now, obviously, if you arrest Busha, probably said that name wrong, you probably could beat up Norbit. You might have your chance with 1 or 2 men, but the chances are you're not. So that's that, Kevin Samuels, and men have that underlying, unspoken respect because we know it could go left. The other thing is, Jada said, a lot of niggas got killed because of their ego, either over a bitch or a couple of C notes. It's rough in the GHETTO. Gotta learn how to hear no evil and see no. Let me say that again. A lot of niggas got killed because of their ego, either over a bitch or a couple of C notes. It's rough in the GHETTO. Gotta learn how to hear no evil and see no. A woman that gets you killed dead in the street. This woman just lied to her husband in front of a whole nother witness who she called to the stand. I didn't ask the old lady to be a witness to me, but she brought her in, so I jumped on like, all right, well, if being how she bringing you in, did you see me disrespect her? And you fucking lied. You're a liar. Which we're going to wrap this topic up with this. And then we get to some trending topics.
The award called her husband Travis Ward.
Be careful who you sign up to protect. View discretion is advised.
To come to the store with a gun after she got into a fight. Okay, R.I.P. to that brother Travis Ward. Definitely sending healing energy to him and his loved ones. Look, man.
Allegedly, the story goes like this. This woman is going to Walmart. As she's entering the Walmart, there's a couple in a domestic situation in the parking lot. She decides to go play Captain Save-A-Ho, right? And go and join this domestic situation where she gets into an actual physical altercation with that man. They exchange blows. She loses the fight. That man now goes inside the Walmart. She calls her husband and say, hey, I just got into a fight at Walmart and the man is still here. I need you to come down here and bring a gun.
What?
Her husband now leaves the house with his firearm, right? Gets to Walmart, goes inside Walmart, finds the man, shoots the man.
What?
Mind you, now you're an active shooter. You leave Walmart and on the way out, police is already pulling up. And they see you, a black man, with a gun, and they just got word that there's an active shooter in Walmart, so it's going to be a gunfight. This is not going to be a situation where they want to try to tase you. Nah, they want to eliminate you. Because at this point, all they know is there's a man in Walmart shooting people. Now police eliminate her husband because they truly have no opportunity to figure out what is really going on. All they know is somebody is inside Walmart shooting people, and he's a man with a gun in his hand, so it must be him. Now the man that the husband shot inside Walmart, by the grace of God, survives. And the wife that called her husband, instead of calling the cops, is now locked up. And that's exactly what her stupid ass get. Fellas, please understand, protecting your wife, protecting your family is not a job that comes without using your brain.
That's right.
You can't just be on a crash out mission anytime someone that you care about calls you and tells you to bring a firearm. And if someone ever does call you and tells you to bring a firearm, your next step should be calling the authorities, the white ones, and alerting them, letting them know exactly what's going on and that you are going to meet them at the location. If you decide to bring a firearm, leave that shit in the car unless there is true danger that you can physically see with your own eyes. Because if you are in true imminent danger, the police are the one that needs to handle that. That's what we pay our taxes for. That woman called her husband and told him to bring his pocket rocket because she lost the fight. Not because it was a life and death situation. Literally because she joined a domestic situation with a couple that she did not know. Got her ass whooped and she said, you know what, I am so pissed off, I need you to be exterminated. And sent her own husband on a crash out mission that ultimately cost him his life. I hope they throw the book at her. She deserves the absolute worst. Because there should be no reason why you would send someone that you love and care for on a crash out mission, knowing that even if the cops didn't take him off the face of the earth, he was going to be wanted for murder. Be careful who y'all marry, be careful who y'all choose to protect. Because boys, some people will take it for granted. Y'all keep it changing.
That story is basically self-explanatory. It piggybacks off the story that I just told, a real life story. For me, that's much different. Firearms is involved, husband coming to the rescue of a wife. Plenty of women get niggas killed. And like Slick Rick said, straight and narrow where your soldiers cast. Good night. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out the box. What does he mean, straight and narrow? Like, that story is self-explanatory. It's crazy. Let's get into this though. Let's get into something, hopefully, that can create stronger men from being kids. It's better to raise strong kids than to fix broken adults. I think that's how the saying goes, right? So that your son, your little nephew, your little cousins and them, when they do get, with a girl that they like, you know what I mean? And I just loves is you, baby. And they get overzealous because they got no emotional intelligence. And they rush your son, your little cousins, your little nephews out the house to defend their honor, but they could use some emotional intelligence. They could stop, wait, think about it first. Like the brother said, somebody telling you to bring a gun, probably should call the police. You probably should definitely think about what you're about to do in the name of love. But tomorrow, Heaven up in Harlem, right? Shout outs to OG Nico, right? My uncle, aka Big Time. Salute to him. Tomorrow he will be getting his doctoral's degree for humanitarian work and just years and years of service in the community. This will be 22 years strong of putting on for Harlem and commemorating the countless members of our community, our family, friends, loved ones, associates, etc. And tomorrow, we're gonna be up in Randall, and I say we because I've been there since day one. Not only supporting physically, but financially. Sometimes cleaning up, doing different stuff, going to the meetings, and all that type of stuff. Not every single year. I think out of the 22 years, this gonna just be in the 22nd one. God willing, I'm alive tomorrow. I might have missed like 3 or 4 because I was out of town. But other than that, I'm there every year. But real quick backstory for those that may not know. Back in 04, when I came home, right, April to be exact, April 12th. Yeah, kid, that feeling. One of his best mans was murdered, was killed. Khalif, rest in peace. For those that know him, they know him. For those that don't, real solid dude, right? And so, it started as just like a little barbecue. You know what I'm saying? We was, lighting up the greenery, light up on some jaded shit, having a little, little drinky drink, friends and family, still a lot of people though, because Unc is a well-known person, popular person, but even more well-known, right? And his reputation supersedes him. So the event still was good, even though it was in the infant stage, in the small stages. And we used to give out bud, have the bottles for anybody that came. Obviously, the food was free, etc. Years later, Auntie Carol passed. Her battle with cancer and whatnot. And my father passed, my grandmother passed, other people passed. Not only in our family, but people that is close to us or associate friends, etc. And so Heaven Up in Harlem grew and grew and grew. We started putting the shirts on, start putting people's faces on the shirts. Well, people have been doing that. First it started with Khalif, then it went to Auntie Carol, and then my pops is on there, grandma, and other people, and then we selling the show, giving out the shirts. And then more and more people, unfortunately, pass. And I often, say this plainly on Popovich TV. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload my videos, you get alerted. But more and more, people pass, and then it went from, free food, free bus ride from 125th to, FDR Park to, so many people, and now it's a 501 non-for-profit organization that he established, still doing community work as sponsors. A lot more organizations and people are involved. Donations is given now, and so tomorrow he will be getting his recognized a degree, his degree or whatever it is, for humanitarian. And so that's the backdrop, right? But now it morphed into, well, I would say this has been going on now. This is the 22nd year, 2026. I'm gonna say maybe 2019 or 2020, last 6 years, 5 years for sure, where it's not just about our loved ones who we lost, but it's more so about,
what's up, everybody?
this.
It's OG Daniel, getting ready for the Heaven Up in Harlem cookout that take place August 8th at Randall's Alley. Now, I'm taking this time out to just talk about one thing that we want to focus on this year. Something that I feel we should be focusing on every year, which is our kids and our sons. So y'all know I did this before and I'm doing it again. As long as I'm alive, this is something that my wife, rest in peace, she always wanted me to do it. Sorry for choking up a little bit, but this was how I did as well. And it's basically saying we just want everybody from Harlem, all the men, all the women, to bring their sons out. Bring your sons and let's introduce them to each other. Y'all see I got Harlem with me. I got the mothers, the fathers, I got the parents, my team. We dead serious about this. And this is what Heaven Up in Harlem is turning into. We pay homage to the ones we lost. And we want our sons to learn from the mistakes of our other sons that died senselessly. So please, all the men, I need y'all to honor up. Grab your son, bring them out. Let's show them a good time. And let's introduce them to each other. Like if you my man, if anybody watching and you grew up with me and you know me and you like, yo, that's my man, I should know your son, bro. Straight like that. That's an important piece to this message that I can give you. If I know you like that, I should know your son. And you definitely should know mine. I want you to know mine. Because the thing is, when you see my son, you're going to do like I would when I see your son. I'm going to be like, oh, shit. Oh, you Clarence son. Or you grandson. Oh, you my little, you know how we do when we see somebody's son. We always give them that extra. Is you all right? Do you need something? Where you going? That's the importance of us bringing our sons. We need to know who these kids belong to. And these kids need to belong to us, or they need to know that they belong to this community. All right? So please, man, everybody get ready for Saturday. Bring your sons out. And the women, bring your sons out. If the man ain't present in the household, I understand that. So I'm asking the women this year to bring your sons out. And let's introduce our sons to each other. Because I got a lot of women that I know just as well that I would look after their sons the same way they would look after mine. And that's for me, OG Daniel, my team, the Harlem family, and everybody up in Harlem, to everybody that's up in heaven. We love y'all. What's up?
So I played the whole message because it's pertinent. I agree with everything he said. I know, like I think the first year, that's why I said it's like 5 or 6 years that he's been, pushing this narrative or doing this initiative, not narrative, initiative. And some people in the comments, maybe they ain't come soak up the energy. Maybe they just was talking from their computer like some people be doing. But they're like, I don't know what that's going to do, or what that's going to do. And what it's going to do is it creates a sense of belonging, like he says. You hear, sayings of old, right? Cliches. What's the other word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word or the saying that I'm trying to say. But it takes a village to raise a child, right? Old folk tales or just wisdom that's passed down. If that's true, then one household ain't enough anyway. And as a community, liaison, a community worker, a violence interrupter, a hospital responder, an outreach worker. This is what I do now for work. Always had the mindset of that. At least in the last couple years since I've grown, and I keep evolving, some Ultron shit, right? We have to evolve. That's needed because older OG is 60 now, and I'm in my 40s, right? Our era, we know each other. That doesn't make everything all peaches and cream, etc. A lot of the youth, I don't think that they know each other or care to know each other because it's too much rivalry. It's too much the ops. So you and St. Nick, Manhattanville, we got beef. Grand Projects, we got beef. So I'm not even trying to get to know you. Even though their parents may know each other. My son, your son, right? But our kids still don't know each other. So this initiative is to create community awareness. If, like he said, if me and you went to school together, we ain't got to be bosom buddies and we ain't had to get no money together, but we went to school together, we lived on the same block or in the same building or whatever, even if we ain't day ones. Because you could live on the same block and in the same building as somebody and not be a day one with them. You may know them from yesteryear, but they're not your day one. It doesn't matter. If I know your son and you know my son, I may not be able to tell your son to stop doing what the fuck he doing. Nowadays kids will tell you to mind your fucking business like that lady did. I couldn't even tell a lady clean up after your fucking dog. Yet alone be able to tell your son, but at least if I know, I can at least inform you. All right, well, I seen your son over here. I don't really know what happened, but I know I seen your son. I did stop him and say, yo, like, you all right? You good? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? We need that because back in the days, I'll keep using that, or I don't really want to, but you'll hear somebody of my age or even, my mom is older than D, but even D, you come from the era of you get in trouble in school, teacher's going to take care of you. Your neighbor will take care of you. Your mom's going to take care of you. Your pop's going to take care of you. When I mean take care of you, I mean put belt to ass, foot to ass, hands and feet to ass. You're going to get handled, right? People in your neighborhood had a sense of community. That's not to say everything was all good and there wasn't no drug selling, there wasn't no pimping ain't easy, there wasn't shootings or numbers being ran, but it wasn't running amok like it is now. Now people do mind their business. Old people were scared to say something. Old people in my generation is like, I don't understand, my kids are, my kids is good because they learn from me. That's them kids. As long as they keep that shit away from my doorstep, we good. A lot of people have that mentality. Like, as long as that shit don't touch my doorstep, I don't give a fuck. Back in the days, you know what I mean, it wasn't like that. To a certain degree, it was like, yeah, Miss Johnson and them know the Smiths. They know the exes. We know each other. We borrowing sugar and, we get our WIC checks and our government checks in the same time. And probably like more sense of a community. Again, not perfect, but sense of community. And somewhere along the line, we lost that. And so basically, he's trying to bring that feeling back. That feeling. So it's commendable. I rock with it. I support it. And lastly, before we, get off the Heaven Up in Harlem, right? Jay-Z. And Jay-Z, right? Tory Lane's father. And Jay-Z. Jay-Z got a song on the Blueprint 2 called Meet the Parents. And basically the song is a father having a child, which makes him a father, but not in the child's life. Don't grow up with the child or don't raise the child. The child ends up, being out there in the streets, hustling, doing certain things. And ultimately, long story short, the song is impeccable. Great storytelling. If you never heard it, then go do yourself a favor and listen to the song, Meet the Parents. By the time the story is over, at the end of the song, the father ends up killing his own son, not knowing that was his son. And once he realized from the face, and I guess that's how the song, I can't remember blow by blow. I think he does remember him, that he killed, as far as the facial expressions, and I think he had a mask on or when he took it off or whatever. Basically killed his own son though, because he wasn't in his life, he didn't raise him. Kid thinking he grown, out doing grown man things and trying to run with the big boys, but you're not ready yet. You're still a little pup and you got handled by somebody that's a vet or been doing it, even though I know it's negative, and you end up killing your own son. So basically what us knowing is like, because some old timers, or in my age, we unks now, we the OGs of the shit. He definitely, OG Daniel, he definitely an OG. Niggas still walking around with the biscuit and like, I ain't looking for trouble, but one of these little young niggas get out of line, I'm flaming them before they flame me. Before they get a chance to do any harm to me or my family, taking them up out of here. And do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, video, out of here. Your Mercedes Benz and your Range Rover, all that shit, out of here. Right? But if I know that's your son, maybe I'll be less quick on the draw. 9 to the 11 with the rugged rhymes galore. Like, I'm quick on the draw for one of these little young niggas that thinking they're going to do something to the kid. Negative. Taking you up out of here. Not me. I'm about peace. Till you violate. Then I got to do what I got to do. I'm not saying kill you. I ain't going to sit on YouTube saying no dumb shit like that. But what I'm saying is, some people is on it like that. And any little movement or funny style movements from some young YN nigga, you might get taken out by an old school nigga. Like Nas said, you thinking he old, you thinking he old school, but he holding a 38, he in his 40s. I gotta hold down the block when the block is hot. I gotta use my imagination to change the situation. Like, you thinking the one I sent at you be a shorty, but he old school holding a 38, he in his 40s. Nigga take you up out of here for the funny style movements and the buffoonery behavior and the foolery that some of these young brothers display. But if I say, oh, nah, that's Lee's son, or that's OG's son, maybe I'll be less, quick to do that and more patient enough to self-restrain and at least say like the DMX kid, like, I know your pops. And he told me you was a little knucklehead ass, you know what I mean? Like, come on now, maybe I won't take you out of here. Maybe I'll be more inclined to talk to you. And maybe if you know me for being your father's associate, maybe you'll be more inclined to listen. See what I'm saying? So that's what that does. I'll just give one pushback to him and me and him talk. So it ain't nothing really negative. It's just to correct his wording. He said, I did it. We're going to do it this year, and it's important as our kids. But it should be every day, not every year. Not because you got an event coming up. And I know that's not what he means. That's why I said I'm not coming down and I'm just correcting because words is power. This needs to be a focus every single day. And I'll end this topic with this. You don't have to be a cure violence worker or to be under the cure violence umbrella. You don't have to be an outreach worker, a violence interrupter, or a hospital responder to do the work that he's talking about. To do the work that I do. I get paid to do it, and I don't know how long I'll be getting paid to do it because I got my own plans and ideas and goals and aspirations. Stay tuned. Popovich soon come. Yeah, kid. That feeling, God willing. Obviously, I got to be alive for that. But that needs to be a focus every single day. Not just once a year, not once a month. Every single day, we need men to step up and police their community. So that we can get the bum-ass niggas out the way that's, tearing down the community. We need more stronger men to build up the community. That's what we need. So I'll leave that there. If you agree, then drop the strong emoji. You know what I mean? I mean, you rocking with us. What else we got? Let's talk about and Stephen A. Let's talk about
Do I
Stephen
think
A.
that he should be embarrassed for the self-adulation that he engaged in? You damn right I do.
Embarrassed?
Because some of the things that he was telling us to do was inconsistent with science, but he was telling us it was science that led to him making the decisions that he made.
Embarrassed?
Masking, 6 feet distancing, the closing of businesses, forcing businesses to push those mandates upon people like me and others. Because I took the vaccine, and I took a booster, and I wore a mask. And we were told, hey, you ain't gonna get COVID if you do that. And I got COVID. And damn it almost killed me. Going into 2022, I'm in the hospital 90 minutes before the ball is about to drop. And the doctor says, we've been at this for 3+ weeks. You got double pneumonia. You look really bad. If this antibiotic and this steroid does not work, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, we're going to have to call your family. It looks that bad, but we should know in 3 hours. And through the grace of God, 3 hours later, I felt better after they gave me that steroid and that antibiotic. But those were the longest 3 hours of my life because I thought it was over. And I remember I had done exactly what Dr. Anthony Fauci was imploring us all to do.
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. That's the end of the clip anyway. So first, I'm smirking and laughing is because anybody else in this room not surprised that he took the shot, the vaccine, and the booster? Who else is in this room that's not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on? Who else? Don't be shy, raise your hand. Who else in the room is not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on that he took the vaccine and he took the booster? I'm not. So I'm not talking about me. One of these kids is doing their own thing. And the reason why I'm not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on Stephen A, right, is because You went at Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers super hard. You was Kendrick Lamar. If I gotta go hard on the bitch, I'ma make it look sexy. You was going hard on the bitch. You was like, if I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga, I'ma make it look sexy. And that's what you thought you was doing at the time. But as time will reveal, you looking like Boo the Fool out here. Because you the one took the jab and the booster. Come to find out, all that shit that Dr. Fauci was spitting was bullshit. Now this is bullshit, Geraldo. and that's you, Stephen A. You looking like Boo the Fool. But who was surprised that he took the jab and the booster? I'm not. That's why he was going so hard on Kyrie Irving. Mad that he couldn't do the same thing, stand 10 toes down and say, And what Shannon Sharp, that meme? You mad at Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he think he's the smartest person in the room. No, you think you the smartest person in the room. Anything else about this clip that y'all find not shocking and amazing? Because I'm already hip the game. Yes, you guessed it. When it comes to the white man, right? It's no going hard. He said he don't believe Anthony Fauci should be put in jail. One, because he's 80-something years old. So, people that's of age and older break the law. And you know what's coming next if you fuck with the channel. You hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care. But when you get caught, remember that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if you 90, if you 97, you 95, you 85, you 90, you 80. You break the law and you do some heinous shit or you do some shit that deserves jail time. Yeah, Kid Mo, what's the word, my brother? You do some shit that's supposed to send you to jail, you go to jail. In this case, I don't even know how to quantify this. This nigga got up here and told us 6 feet, mask, talking about once we gonna force you want to get this job, you want to get into school, you with the Illuminati and the New World Order. You gotta be. Because if they don't send you to jail, they down with it. The Republicans and the Democrats, come on now. Y'all know I'm not even one. So you can't push that on me. Or you on one time, you don't see the facts. No, I see the facts. And you can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You blind because you on the Democrat side or you on the Republican side. So you blind. I'm not blind. I'm in the middle. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I call a spade. It just is what it is. But you can't give credit to anything Duke said. Same dude give you ice. Now you all mad. Like, come on, right? That nigga deserved to be in jail. People died. People lost their livelihood. People had to decide, damn, do I give my kids this shit? Come to find out this shit was a hoax. Now Stephen A. We not here to blame women, Stephen A. I'm being funny. I'm calling Malika Andrews, right? Y'all remember that clip that was spinning? Stephen A. People had to choose, do I go to work or I don't go to work no more? Do I send my kids to school before, obviously the homeschooling? Do I inject them with this new vaccine? And now the last side, right? Because we know he wasn't going hard on he ain't go hard on Jerry Jones. He ain't go hard on what's the nigga that owned the MMA, Dana White, the other white dude in baseball. Like, but Kyrie, even though Aaron Rodgers is white, but he wasn't playing good. ESPN was pushing that narrative. So he is the face of ESPN, whether we want to like it, admit it, or not. He is the guy. So you definitely got to get on board. But when you look at the track record, there wasn't really a lot of pale faces that he was getting at. So I'm not surprised he don't want to see him in jail. Be ashamed? No, you ashamed when you have a baby out of wedlock. or you show your pictures, you screenshotted your pictures like Cardi B, and you forget at the bottom the other little pictures is there, and you got some shit in there that Drake said she gonna see some shit that she don't want to see. She ain't ready for it. If I ain't the greatest, then I'm headed for it. Like, she gonna see some shit she don't want to see. That's embarrassment. That's being ashamed. You get left back because you was a clown even though you know you was a clown in school, but now when the results is out and your 4th grade, you know, classmates is going to the 5th grade. I'm saying because I got left back in the 4th grade, right? Mr. Pfeiffer was my teacher, right? You're embarrassed. That's something to be ashamed of. People dying, losing their livelihoods, and giving out wrong information. No, that's jail time, nigga. That ain't no jail. No, he shouldn't get jail time. And again, are you surprised that he took the jab? I'm not. That's why he was mad at motherfucking Kyrie. Because he had to take that jab. They forced him to take it. Kyrie said, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right. And I'm going to be all right because we got some millions and we got some for a rainy day. I don't think he had got his big payday yet. Anyway, let's talk about this other trending topic. A lot of people are talking about it. Ladies, I told you I was going to bring Kevin Samuels back. Not from the dead. I'm not that powerful. In fact, that's blasphemy. We're going to bring him back for this topic, or a small portion of this topic. And what is this topic? We in the end game, folks, because Clarissa Shields is back in the news, right? And rightfully so, because she has a fight this month on the 15th. She's going to be defending her discount double check, the belts. She is the champ. The champ is here. The champ is here. Boom, boom, boom. The champ is here. Like Jadakiss mixtape. The champ is here. And prior to this, we spoke about this on the Monday Night Live. And we was talking about the chick who I don't even remember her name because she's a nobody to me. Not trying to throw shade, but I didn't know about her before the controversy with Clarissa Shields, and I don't remember her name now. Shayla or Skyla, some shit like that. Anyway, Clarissa was spending because she went to the Atlanta radio show, for those that may not know where we're about to go. And she went on the show for Young Jock and the other brother, Shorty, I think his name is. And the female host, again, her name, Skyla, whatever the fuck her name is, right? Was asking her like, so how long you gonna be, you know, with a married man? Like real distasteful, real messy, real bird brainish type shit. And I already expressed that, so we won't open that can of worms no more, right? Since then, though, the lady did another interview, kind of like keep talking about Clarissa. And Clarissa answered back. But now she's on Cam Newton podcast, right? And we will play a little bit for context purpose, and then I'm going to come back and give my reaction, and I'll bring Kevin Samuels back.
Make this be a big thing when it was like, she's over there living her happy life. We're over here living our happy life. Our happy lives never were intertwined. Never. So it's like when I hear this stuff, I think that women who try to come for me, they're mad that he didn't stay there and deal with it, and he moved on. That's the only thing. He moved on with somebody, like you said. He's older than me. I'm younger. I'm top of my game. Got my own money.
Where's the lies?
I look good. My body look good.
Where's the lies?
That's the problem. He was supposed to downgrade. He's supposed to go to like some Instagram model who got like 2,000 followers and do that. He ain't supposed to be able to bag the greatest. That's the problem to me.
To her.
That's the problem. Because it's like, I ain't never done none of y'all. All I did was be in a happy relationship, be with him. I try to avoid this conversation here about mentioning the ex. I'm trying to swivel and swerve because it's like, what I'm talking about you for? We're not going to fight.
She definitely don't want to
That's not my lane. You do what you do, I do what I do. I try to stay over here in my lane. But it seems like people like this whole making it seem like, oh, it's an intertwine, it's a drama, when it's not. It's me and Pap. That's it.
There's a narrative that says you broke up a happy home.
And I just told you that never happened. Because she has grown, and it's nothing. I let them run with that narrative because what they tell us as celebrities, don't respond to it, don't say nothing, don't talk about it. And I had a movie coming out around that time. My biopic, The Fire Inside. Everybody was like, Clarissa, this is too big of a moment. My movie came out Christmas Day and was in theaters for 3 months.
That's big, people.
I'm not about to try to explain to nobody that what she did before I even met him and how she was with this dude and all this stuff. Trying to defend that, trying to defend me and him being together when me and him know the truth. Mm-hmm. And those who really are stand-up people accept the truth and know it. Yeah. It's a timeline between that stuff. Why do you think he knocked Buddy out? That was back in 2021, 2022. I ain't know Pat. I met him 2024, July 6th to be exact. So it wasn't a happy home to break up.
Right.
What's the holdup?
Divorce they've been to court and everything. Oh. Divorce doesn't happen overnight. They talking about, I don't know how long they was married, 16 something plus years.
A long time.
That's a lot of stuff to divide and figure out, and it's a kid involved. So it's not something that's like.
Have you had a relationship with the child?
No.
Okay, so that's completely separate.
But
all right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Clippers look like a little couple more, but the points is made. The points that I want to react to, right? And so. First, I'll address this again on my Monday show. Like, I was married. I filed for divorce, right? Normally, it's the women filing. So this is something I can speak to. I have experience in this, right? And I got to talk. I got to talk about my life and how I see it. Some Martin Lawrence reference. I have to talk about my life, my experiences, whether they anecdotal or they universal. To just not just be up here just talking, right? I was married. I got divorced, it didn't work out. You move on. Before you get divorced, most of the time the marriage is over anyway. The separation is over already. That's why you're getting divorced. You're not fucking no more, you're not in the same bed. Sometimes you're not even in the same house no more, right? And the longer the marriage, as she said, well, I didn't know they was together that long, even though I know Remy did the time and all that. But I thought they got married on Love and Hip Hop, but I could be wrong because I wasn't following that shit. It does take time, and it does match up with what Remy Ma said at this, not Summer Jam, at the Angie Martinez barbecue before she did her little freestyle, and I talked about that too. Before she started rapping, she said, I'll be single when this nigga stop 1.5. So basically, the divorce is not going through because he wants something she doesn't want to give or she doesn't think he's entitled to. Now, whether he's entitled to that, I don't know. She was calling him broke and this and this and that. You married the nigga, you gave the nigga a baby. If he was a bum-ass nigga, he had whack dick. I already discussed that. What the fuck you marry him for? What the fuck you still was with him for? You know what I'm saying? I hate when women try to shame, guilt, insult, and have a need to be right. Kevin Samuels, sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and a need to be right. A lot of women use those tactics. But if he was all that, then what the fuck you stay with him from all them years for? But anyway, that's telling you why they ain't get divorced yet. Because it's loopholes they still got to go through. He may say, y'all want the Bentley, or yeah, you was making more than me, you got more than me, so bitch, I want to have. Came to see you every day, got my baby or whatever, and whether he's right or wrong, that's not for us to decide. He want what he want. Is he going to get it? I don't know. That's for the courts to decide. But if people are contesting the divorce, it just doesn't happen like that. But she's saying, yo, they've been broke up. She was creeping with the T-Move Pat Poops, Easy the Block Captain. Everybody was saying he looked like a younger Pat, teeth messed up, got his fixed. They out there rocking the same green colors and watches on the morning news. She was out there flossing with her little side piece. It was all fun and good. Women wasn't saying nothing. They wasn't together. So now, like she said, this is where Kevin Samuels come back at. 2 points I want to make. One about Kevin Samuels and the one that I've been making, and we all can agree, especially men, because we watch from the sideline, like, yeah, look at these bitches. You know what I mean? I'm going to use that word, and that's just what it is. Look at these bitches, because that's how they be acting. First, the Kevin Samuels part, right? Carissa Shields said they thought he was going to downgrade, but he ended up getting the baddest or the, whatever she said. I mean, the greatest or whatever. But right now, she is. She at the top of her game. She young, you know. Women be having issues with men and younger women, even though it ain't creepy, like age, it ain't creepy. But he is older than her. She a millionaire, you know what I mean? He ain't. According to Remy, he broke, he been broke. She can still have kids, right? She want kids. And she at the top of her fucking game. She like, I look good, body is natural. A lot of women, before we bring up Kevin Samuels, a lot of women hate other women. And I hate to use those words. Hate on, maybe not hate, but hate on, in competition with. So you hear a lot of people under this comment, and it's spinning on a lot of channels. That was it's on site, but it's on the neighborhood. It's on all the little hip hop blogs, right? Gossip blogs. Women like, she on the short bus, she insecure, she dress whack, she wanna be Remy. Women would be the first in line to tear down another woman, but then get up there and be like, sister power, black girl magic, and all this bubblegum goofy bullshit. That's why Kendrick Lamar like, and I'm tired of these fake emotional, fake feminist dumb bitches, like on that song with Taylor Page. And they going back and forth and they argue. A super fire song on that album, Mr. Morale. It's one of my favorite songs on that album and by him. It's a real deep song. At the end, they end up fucking. You know, they make up. You know what I mean? Make up sex. But in the beginning, he like, y'all bitches is fake victims, fake feminists. Like, who do you think you fooling? Y'all bitches don't even get along. And he's absolutely right. Weave is bad. Her stylist is bad. Try to tear her down. Whether she with Papoose or not, they try to tear her down. And this is where Kevin Samuels comes in at now. Women don't like each other. But Kevin Samuels, when he was talking to men, and if you don't know who he is or the content, I ain't going to recant all that. But he was a YouTuber, one of the best. His work ethic was unmatched, in my opinion. He was a workaholic. He used to give men the business on the show. Then he started extending that olive branch to women. And he went viral because I was watching the show. Pandemic, we locked down, you're looking for shit to keep you entertained. He didn't have that many followers until after this video that I'm about to talk about, and this is why I'm bringing him back. When he told that woman who was average looking that you average at best. You average. So you're going to get average shit, even though she made, according to her, over 100,000. She had business. She sound what they try to say Carissa Shields sound like. Slow, been punched too much. Her face look a little funny. And women was mad. Women was mad at him for having the audacity to call her average and average at best. Like on your best day, you average at best. Who the fuck you think you is? What the fuck you think you deserve? You think you deserve Denzel or Morris Chestnut, a nigga that was a millionaire, got a six-pack, got everything, and just gonna change your life? And you got 2 kids from 2 different, and you not even look that good? Who do you think you is? So women was mad. How does this tie into Carissa Shields? They say she supposed to be average because she ain't gonna look that good. She's slow. She on the slow bus. But she got more than the average. Whether she look better than the average or not, her status is solidified. She done accomplished more than some men in a lifetime. So women is mad because you see her and you see your mediocrity. You see your lack of discipline. You can't do what she do. Otherwise you would. You're not where she at. You can't floss and do what she do. You know what I mean? For the most part. And most of us is average. That's just the reality. There's billions of people on this planet. Everybody's not going to be extraordinary. You know what I mean? Like Hov said. I ain't an ordinary nigga. Look around. This ain't what ordinary gets you. It ain't. Extraordinary figures. I'm an extraordinary nigga. Before my name became Jigger, before I sang, I had that thing on slippers. Can't complain what they ain't going to give you. That ain't going to get you shit. Might as well give up, get out, or get something. Get a job. I had to finish the bars because they fired. I'm not an ordinary nigga, not me, but that's what he's saying. She ain't no ordinary chick. You don't be the champ of the world and be ordinary. Whether you think she don't look good, whether you think her weave is bad, her feet is chopped, she's the fucking champ of the world. And toe to toe, she'll beat a lot of you bitches' ass, including Remy Ma. So women is mad because they're like, damn, he thought he was a bum ass nigga. And he might be. I don't know. He got the GOAT. He's supposed to be with some bum ass bitch that he was ended up taking care of. He ended up upgrading. And a lot of women can't compute that. They're like, oh, so they rather side with a Remy, and Remy look good for her age. She older. She on her vegan and shit. I think she look good. And she is one of the best rappers, female rappers, or maybe you could even say rappers, but not enough hits to be one of the best. You ain't got no classic albums. You don't got no classic albums. All your hits is pretty much old, besides all the way up. So you dated. You look good, you dress good, but we comparing lives. You went to jail for shooting one of your friends or an associate over a band, and this girl overcame all the odds to change generational curses and become the champ of the world multiple times. And you sitting in jail over a band. Come home, you got with a pack. You know what I mean? That was supposed to be less than you. I'm only using her logic. Like, he had the whack dick, he was a bum ass nigga, he can't help himself. But you married him and you let him tell you, give me a kid. And you was black love. So don't be mad that she got him now. And don't be mad that he got with her. And then look who you got with after that. One of your workers. So you actually downgraded, not him. In my opinion. You know, but I just find it funny that women be trying to hate on her. And this is the last thing about the interview. Because a lot of women, even one woman I took a picture of it, just to show you the rationale. These bitches are stupid. And I ain't the smartest. I got a GED right after completing ABE. And I know how to count 1, 2, 3. And I did it all upstate while I was locked up in Elmira. But I never claimed to be the smartest. I'm my authentic self. You either fucking with me or you're not. But some of these bitches are stupid. And I just got to keep it a buck like that. So under that post, this chick right here said, what she said? She says, Sexy Tracy. What's the difference in Cam's Newton questions and Miss Shanika? Guess that's her name. See, I didn't even remember. Shanika, right? Guess that's the lady. So a lot of people was like, yeah, what's the difference? And I'm like, you can't tell a difference? Really? Or you trolling? Then she hit back. She hit me. She like, I can tell a difference. Can you? So I hit her back like, well, I'm confused now because first you were saying you couldn't tell the difference. And I was asking you, you can't really? Now you asking me, but I'll let you win because obviously you shucking and jiving. For those that really want to know what's the difference, if you couldn't tell, if you watched the interview, even if you watched that clip, he wasn't messy. He wasn't being a chat, he's being an interviewer, so that's his job. But you could tell there's a difference. One, that's Cam Newton. He is who he is. Way bigger than you, sis. He got a name, he got a brand, he's certified, right? You being messy. You ask, and then the way you ask the question. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? No, it's not what you say, it's how you say it the same way. It's not what you do, but it's how you do it. It's a certain way you can ask, yo, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, pardon self. Yo, pardon self. It's a difference. It's the type of energy you coming with. So let's not act like we stupid. Let's not act like, you know, as my father would say, rest in peace. You know, when I was younger, I didn't know what he really meant. He had just came home, so he using a lot of big words, and I still was a kid. Like, don't play with my intelligence. Like, always used to tell people that, like, I ain't the smartest, but don't play with me, because I'll smack the shit out of you. Fuck you up. That's what he used to do when he was a boxer, too. So, like, don't play with my intelligence. He's acting like, and so what's the holdup? You can see he ain't overzealous with it. You know, and then it's Freaky Fridays, it's known for keeping it funky. But you can ask, what's the word? Questions that may seem borderline, over the top, but if you do it with respect and you do it with a certain tone, then you can do it. Plus, that's Cam Newton. She came there for that. She know what type of questions she was going to ask. And then when you look, when she was answering the lady back, she like, I didn't even know who you was. I came there for Young Jock and Shorty. I didn't even know who you was. And you asking all these dumbass questions. That's why if you watch that interview, after she said that, you see Young Jock jump in. He like, yeah, because when we was getting divorced and the papers ain't go through, people were, you know, loving hip hop. He like, people was like, oh, so y'all ain't get divorced and all. He tried to soften the blow a little bit, because in his mind, he probably like, this bitch is trying to come at her, and I thought it's supposed to be girl power, sister power, and black women, let's stick together. Nah, y'all be the first ones to run to the front of the room. This bitch weave ain't all that. Her bag fake. Her man is community dick. You know what I mean? This and this and that. Telling people business like, y'all be the first. Men don't do that. Now, men may tell a man, I popped. And the buns was good. Booty clapping sounds. You know what I mean? Like a nigga may do that. You in the gym or you hanging out and then y'all both see something nice. You end up bagging. Your man may ask like, yo, shorty from the other night. You end up, yeah, cheeks was good or whatever. Like men may do that. But niggas ain't online tearing women down. Men don't do that. One, if you do it, we looking at you like, why are you online trying to tear this sister down and going back and forth about her weave, about her weight, about how much money she making, about her shoes and how she look, right? You'll be looking at a man that do that, suspect. But women, I guess because y'all, you know, same sex, y'all could do that to each other. But I thought we was bigging up and not tearing down. So that's the difference. Fucking slow pokes. He wasn't being disrespectful. He wasn't being messy. He's asking the questions, but he's asking in a certain way. She's answering the questions and engaging. He listened for a whole, before he asked the question, she done talk for like 2 minutes. He's listening. And then also, people talk about his relationships. Him and his baby mom, why you ain't get married yet? And I think that, who on the show he was, I think it was Carissa, I mean not Carissa, I think it was Young Miami. And he had to break down to her. You know, like, you know, people don't know what I go through with my lady or why we ain't get married and woo woo woo. So he's used to people trying to paint a narrative, so he's not going to approach her like that. If anything, he's going to approach her, you know, in a cuddling way to still get the answers. But it's, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And he's good at his job. That's why his platform is big. His platform is probably bigger than that Atlanta shit. I don't even know the name of the radio show where this lady is on, but let's not act like we don't know what that lady was doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. How long we been on here? It's the last topic and we out of here. It's another topic to show you the delusion of some of these women, right? These bitches is crazy, and I gotta keep saying it like that. But you got the moms and all hell. Like, well, Ice Cube said, like, why you keep calling us bitches and all hell? Like, sorry, bitch. I mean, from Boys in the Hood, I'm being funny, but I'm not. So what's the coach, I think, from the Minnesota Lynx, and I don't watch WNBA. I never would watch that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I never would watch that shit. Oh, this the lady for, by the way.
Remy is working on new music.
Look, you didn't even tell
and she's gonna come and see me in a couple of weeks. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Some old school in the face looking ass chick, like, you know what I mean? Cut the shits. Anyway, what's this shit? This is trending real big.
I think it's trans rights now is our new battle. That's what I think that I was saying, that like the battles have changed. You know, like our intention's been the same, and now that the environment has changed, we see trans people's rights being, you know, stripped away from them. There's a lot of discourse around trans athletes and what they can compete in. I would welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team anytime. I don't think it's a problem in the world. It's just another way to kind of attack trans people. You know, we've seen players like Lasia Clarendon who stepped into that forefront and have been brave enough and courageous enough to kind of step up. So I guess that's the next battle that we have to fight as athletes. I think it's trans.
That's one clip, and then there's one more other clip with this dude is talking about he got 10 million to put up. Where's this clip at? Hopefully I saved it. Where's this clip out of this dude? He's a coach somewhere. He's somebody. Is this it?
Tick, tick, boom.
No, that's not it. Yeah, where's this shit at? Actually, I got two more topics. This one and another one. All right, I can't find the clip. Anyway, to tie it in, it's some dude. I guess he got 10 million, right? And he want a high school boys team of his choosing to play against the defending champs, the Vegas Aces, right? And then there was a lady who got like a man haircut. She might play for the other team. A lot of people in the comments was like, we could tell when she coming with this answer. Look what type of haircut she got. Tie that went in with the WNBA lady who I don't even know her name because I don't watch the WNBA. I do know who the best player is, Asia Wilson. I ain't gonna act like I don't know. And some of the names you'll hear and be like, oh, I know who that is. ESPN show it. They may got a commercial. But I don't watch the WNBA. It's not for me. So this hype train is spinning. It's starting and now it's snowballing. Right? And basically what they having a discussion about is should trans men be allowed to play in the WNBA? Right? We all seen the movie Joanna Man. If you didn't, go look it up. Art imitating life, and then sometimes life imitating art. This is where we at with this. Before we get to the WNBA and should they allow this foolery, think about one of the stories where it was the man in the hot tub with the 2 kids. Father came in, was going to beat the shit out of him. The woman's bathroom, and was a man in there acting like he was, a man, but he's identifying as a woman, showing his genitals and all that, had the ladies scared. Sisters, I know y'all want to fight the power, inclusion and all this shit, but you're going to tear down your own league. You're going to cause your own self-demise by pushing this narrative that everybody should be included and fight the power and rights for this and rights for that. You ain't going to beat no man. Even if he's a trans. You're not going to beat no man. That's why the Joanna movie is so ironic. He got kicked out of the NBA for doing whatever. I forget. He did some shit, got kicked out. Vivica Fox is in the movie when Vivica Fox was looking good, right? Goes to the WNBA or, the women's league and was busting their ass, right? And that's why the gentleman is like, I got 10 million, not 1, not 2, oh shit, not 3, like LeBron James, like we gonna win 7 championships. I got 10 million. Let me pick the boys team from any high school I choose, and I guarantee you, I put up 10 million, these boys gonna bust the world champs' ass. And a lot of smart folks in the comments was like, absolutely. And it doesn't mean that the WNBA players is not nice. It doesn't mean that they're not good. But high school players is dunking. They fast. They got skills. They organized. And you ain't going to beat no man. Respucia, you might catch a Norman every now and then and push him around. You might could pull a Shirley from What's Happening. I might be telling my age, but y'all know how old I am. Shirley probably will whip Roger's ass. Right? But you ain't going to beat no man. And even I mean physically, talking about boxing, basketball, like the Most High didn't create us like that. We both bring significant and important attributes to one another. That's why we need to be together. That's why it's not Steve and Eve and Eve. It's Adam and Eve. We need each other. We work well together when we have a system and you leading, I'm following, I'm helping you, you listen to me. Like, it works that way. If you start allowing men that want to be women into the league, you're going to get crushed. And this is I guess this is happening in Europe. This is supposed to be happening in Europe or France. There's already some tall, fucking giant dude killing. Is this the video one? This may not be the video. This is the video one.
Tick, tick, boom.
Look at this dude.
Go bring the noise. Go, baby.
Look how tall this thing is. Busting your ass. You can't win. You're not going to be able to win. And then lastly, before we get to the last topic, because I did have one more, what's this dude that used to play for the Boston Celtics? Let's bring him in real quick. Because I just seen this video too. Look what he's doing. He's making fun of y'all. This dude right here, Canton, forget what's his last name. Maybe his last name is Freedom now. I think he got kicked out of the NBA. He was heavy on Palestine, free Palestine and all that, speaking up for his people as he should. Y'all remember him though? Look what he doing.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for.
Right.
My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the
If he get in the NBA, it's a championship every year, even though he's one man, because nobody could beat him. He'll score more points dunking alone. He's Shaq against fucking Raven Felton from the Knicks. Like Tony Parker, Shaq against Tony Parker on a one-on-one. You can win. You seen him. You see how strong he is. Like, come on, ladies. Is this what y'all really want? Y'all want men coming in there like, I feel like a woman today, and I'm every woman, and I'm about to come put all this athletes' feet in y'all asses. Do y'all really want that? It's the last topic right here. We out of here, because I've been on here for a little minute. But this is just can't never get rid of the purple tape. You know what I mean? We love the purple tape. Where's this story at? Because we just have a knack for telling on ourselves. Where's it at? It's right here. Here, go right here. Look how dumb this Fulio is.
Give me 1 second. So I swipe the debit card information in. All the information goes straight to my phone.
Educational purposes only.
After I do that, I grab the blank,
Educational purposes.
swipe it through. The information that's came from the debit card to the blank. Now I can go to the ATM, go to Louis Vuitton store. I can go anywhere I want with the blank man because I transferred the information from the debit card over to the blank. So I already broke it down to y'all on the podcast earlier. We get the pin codes and shit for the cards. That's basically just going through the process of getting OTP by. Once you get the pin code and shit, you're gonna be green. So you swipe the card, debit card, put it on the blank. You have the pin code 1234 4256. Go to the ATM, go to Louis Vuitton store, swipe that shit, you get cashed out, man.
Go yard.
So boom, this is the blank shit, man. I'm for the basically get it played. Give me 1 second.
You like basically I'm gonna play right in front of you. I'm gonna show y'all
want to
right
see
now.
behind the scenes. You heard him on the podcast. Now you see why he moved for
We
real.
want to see
Listen,
behind the scenes.
you know what I'm saying? We got the best of the best, the nice high rise, downtown, Waterview, racks. Just came with some bitches last night, had like 6, 7 bitches in the section that I got for free. You know what I'm saying? Hey, something I learned, the richer that you get, the more free shit that you get.
Yeah. The more your face card stands better than your credit card when you one of the ones.
Oh God,
Y'all gotta know that.
Man.
Yeah.
So look, all right, man. We hit a quick play for y'all real quick.
We hit a quick play for y'all real quick.
So look, boom. So let's say I got your card in front of the
I got your card in
here. Linking the card.
I can't even listen to the rest, like, because it's stupid. On this very tape right here, which is one of my favorite albums, yes, the purple tape, even though it's only built for Cuban links. There's a song on there called Knowledge, right? And after they do the skit and all that, who comes to get you now? You want guns? I'll be the first to set off shot, laughed and run, right? At the end, Ghostface like, them flower pot head niggas must have been stupid. Tell me how the fuck black niggas get caught with all that loot, kid. That's jet money, underground money, submarines and things. Too bad you fucked up, dummies. Tell me how the fuck niggas get caught with all that loot, kid. That's jet money, underground money, submarines and things. Too bad you fucked up, dummies. You niggas is dumb. You get away with the crime, or you have a system where you're breaking the law. Break the law and get what you can get out of it. Keep that shit off the internet. Nigga, like I told y'all how we was breaking it down on the podcast. Oh, you ain't believe me? So now we gonna show you in real time how we break the cards down, how we swipe the cards, how we put the numbers on the card, how we go to Gucci, we get the go-yard bags and spend them niggas and all this dumb shit. Bro, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. And you think because you put for educational purposes only, they won't take your black ass to jail? When 50 Cent said, I don't say only God could judge me, because I know that's a lie. Quick, these crackers are getting, that's not the next bar, but the last bar is, I know these crackers are giving my black ass 100 years. So that's judging you, you fucking dumbass. Not only God is going to judge you, you get in front of that courtroom, and I know, been to trial, blue trial, and copped out. Yeah, I won in-laws, so I know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that I was right, yet to fail. You could put all that, you know, copyright infringement and all that. It doesn't work the same way when you're showing people how the law is broke and how niggas are swiping left, swiping right. Why would you even put that on the internet? Then the dude that's interviewing and filming, he egging them on. Yeah, when your face card is good and all this, and show them how to break it down. Y'all ask for behind the scenes, nigga, you going to jail too. Fucking Folio. We gotta get back to being secretive, being private. And this goes to, and I'm gonna end with this. Even though now that since the Monday show, I went and found out who Alan Peters was, the nigga that A$AP Rocky said he wasn't gonna deal with no more. But my message was, stop showing your left hand what your right hand is doing. Because Jadakiss said, God is great, guard your space. One hand wash the other, both wash the face. Niggas is praying on your downfall. They don't want to see you win. So when you announce your moves and they don't happen, something, you know, stops the move from being done, niggas is back secretly laughing at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're not hoping that you hit the ground and bounce up like ground ball. They want to see you lose. They're not helping you post. They're not reposting. They're not sending no money your way. They're not spending no money with you. They're not fucking with you. So when you announce certain moves, even though I don't think this applied to the white guy, when I first had my first initial reaction, I didn't know he was white, but I think the message still stands. And it stands for this case too. Stop putting shit on the internet that don't belong on the internet. Then wonder why you go to jail and say niggas are snitching on you. No, you're snitching on yourself, you fucking asshole. You telling on yourself. Then when you locked up, and that's federal. That ain't no misdemeanor, you go to the bookings and you go to the state. That's the facts. Now, yeah, you may go to a little camp, and obviously white collar crimes are better than, you know, hustling and shit like that. You could make more money, and the time probably will be less. And I know that from somebody that committed white collar crimes, and I was locking right next to him, and he did have to do fed time, but then he also had to do state time. That's why I met him. He came from the feds after his time was done, and then he had to do state time. And he was telling me like, yeah, it's better to rob a bank. You're only going to get 7 years. And this was on my first bid. I was 16 talking to this old school bank robber nigga. But anyway, stop announcing this shit, people. If you're going to break the law, because we're going to end with this. You hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care. We don't care. But when you get caught, remember that we don't care. Niggas ain't picking up the phone for you. Niggas ain't coming to see you. You're going to be young thugging in there on that screen telling your whole life story while shit passing you by. And you was the man, but now look at you. You locked up because you couldn't stay on your square. You couldn't stay disciplined and self-restraint. You already breaking the law and ain't getting away with it. Run it up, nigga. And shit, you see what the government is doing, so I ain't going to tell you, you know, get a job and save your way to, you know, that you can't do it that way. But if you can find a way to beat the system, nigga. I got 3 felonies. Break the law. But don't break it and announce it, and then when you wonder why you on that yakisobe and that chili con corn line, like, damn, how the fuck did I get here? You got here because you couldn't refrain from doing this. You couldn't stop doing this. That's why you locked up. But that's the show for Friday night. Y'all know what it is. Y'all was tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up and here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Y'all be safe out there.